Many Namibians have been traumatized with the manner in which COVID deaths have been dealt with many being unable to be with their loved ones before their passing, and even more, being unable to bury them with dignity. Here are some disturbing scenes we saw in the very early days of the coronavirus burials in Namibia.
Yeah, two inside again. Two more. Yeah. The other side. Put each other there. Yeah, put each other there.
Restrictions. Some, such as florists and funeral parlors, have thrived. I spoke to Corrie du Plessis, who owns an events management company and a florist, about how his business has been impacted.
Well, I've been operating for the past 5 years. I've been in the industry, but 2 years full-time, and it was quite a journey. First and foremost, the fact that you had to start your own business during this very difficult time. By that time, 5 years ago, you could slightly feel there was a change in the economy. How COVID affected my business, first and foremost, in the beginning of the whole pandemic, when it was people just starting to get sick and so forth, it quite had a big impact because now people looked at their rand twice before spending it on flowers. However, as COVID carried on during the time that we find ourselves right now, it has remarkably changed my business to the extent that we're really in a much better financial situation, although we're finding ourselves in this very difficult pandemic. Starting off with flowers. Flowers brings happiness, flowers bring joy, flowers bring everything that we celebrate. However, this time it's actually the opposite. Flowers nowadays are being bought, the majority of flowers, 99.9% of our flowers are being bought due to the COVID deaths. People are buying it for condolences, for funerals and so forth. The other day I was sitting and I was asking myself, you know what? When last did somebody actually buy flowers here just to say, I love you or happy birthday? Most of the time currently now is to extend condolences or for funerals. Just for you to get a clear picture of where we're finding ourselves right now in comparison to the past. In the past, we would make over from Thursday, Fridays, we would make like 5, 6. Currently now, we're looking at 20 that's leaving in one day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's purely just this, excluding condolences, wreaths, and so it's quite worrisome when you sit here, you're busy doing all of this, and you're starting to realize this is going out just in Windhoek. 20 people, one day, passing away. It's quite something that makes you think. Well, definitely, psychologically, it makes you sit down and you think quite a lot. And I think the most biggest lesson we learned out of there is that things change in a split second. From being a business that was second thoughts on people's minds, do I need to buy flowers to say I love you? You're top of mind now. Literally in a matter of a few months, things has changed tremendously for this business. That's from a financial perspective. Emotionally, it does have an effect on you. To sit here and Erica, from a 2-year-old to a 70-year-old, when a client walks in here with us, for us it's not about just selling the next coffin wreath, the next condolence wreath, the next bunch of flowers to bid farewell. For us it's about what do you want to say with this? What was her favorite or his favorite color? What are you trying to say with this wreath, with this thing? The other day we made a very cute, beautiful, can I retake that? I don't want to use the word cute. The other day we made a very beautiful coffin wreath for a 2-year-old. Prior to that, you had to sit down, consult with the family, with the mother. This was his favorite colors. You had to go and buy teddy bears to put within these coffin wreaths. 2 weeks ago, an entire family was wiped out, and you had to sit down here with the extended family and plan that funeral. So it does have a mental, emotional effect on us, yet great with finances, but emotionally. And I think that's why we came to the conclusion to say, you know what, next week and so, me and my staff, we need to go and see somebody just to talk and just release it all, because every hour somebody's walking in here crying and saying, I need to bid farewell tomorrow, in a few hours, in a few days. Yeah. We are literally positioning ourselves as a one-stop, just not necessarily, we didn't have that in mind, a one-stop for deaths, but we do decor. So literally from walking in here to, from your flowers, choosing your different flowers, whatever he or she loved, to the setup of decor for the church, the printing of the, the canvases, the memorial candle, all of that, that's what we do here. So it's a really bigger scope than literally just taking a bunch of flowers and walking out from here. We're starting off with the family, with the planning of the whole memorial service, the funeral service, to the bitter end of escorting them to the graveyard, to making sure that the gravesite is at least looking nice and beautiful.
According to recent media reports, the Gebhardt cemetery in Windhoek will not be open for funerals by 2024. And with the spike in COVID deaths, burials will only be accommodated for another 3 years. We visited the Gebhardt cemetery on a Thursday morning. It was surprisingly busy, and the sight of dozens of mounds of freshly dug graves was rather unsettling. Giovanni Uirab recently started a career in grave digging, and whilst business is thriving, the impact on himself is very unsettling.
It's a bit hectic, sometimes you don't know how it is gonna be. You just have to do the job, because it's like, exactly don't know what is happening, because this thing has just come unexpected. So it's like we are one of the frontline workers. So if we don't do the job, then what is gonna happen to the next person's grave? So yeah, in a day we dig like, let me say, 10 to 15 graves in a day. So 15 divided by times 5. So we also work on Sundays and Saturdays. So exactly then it's more than 50 graves we even dig. Because my mother is working at City of Windhoek, so she got a tender. So as a firstborn, I decided to okay, let me stand by my mother's side, and I'm also doing it for the nation. So yeah, it's quite touching seeing people being buried every day, people people you stayed with. It's quite touching, but then, as I said before, job is job. I'm digging a grave today, like now I'm digging a grave. I go home. Tomorrow morning, I'm not here. I was digging my grave last week or yesterday. I can be buried in that same grave. So that is exactly it. So it's a bit hectic, but then You have to be strong. Yo, it's quite like, for some of us, we still don't take it seriously. Some of us, we have we lost close people to us, like fathers, mothers, and then we started to realize like this thing is really like serious. So if we, like you yourself, don't take it seriously, who is gonna tell you to take it seriously? So you have to take it seriously and just use the safety methods that we are given. If we don't use it, then that is your own problem. Death comes anytime. And when the big man from above calls, then it's your time. There's no time about I have to go do what or what and what. When it's your time, it's your time. To dig a grave, it takes more like 45 to 40 minutes. It depends if the swell is hard or if it's of like, for this one, it was approximately like, let me say, 20 minutes time. Let's put on our mask. Let's sanitize hands. Let's stay home and stay safe, guys, please. It's not easy for me to come dig a grave each day and coming to see my close friend that I was with in a class, or my close friend's mother or someone else. So let us stay safe, guys, and stay home, please.